Hey Perky, what are you doing?
Working out my mind for better mental health.
The word mental scares us, so much so that when a movie gets a name, Mental Hai Kya, there is enough uproar to want to change it. So what is mental health and how is it connected to our well-being? Stay tuned till the end if you want to find your answers. I am Dr. Jyoti Kapoor and we are at Manasthali, a place where we figure out answers related to mental health issues, where mind meets matter. Our bodies are the most sophisticated machines known to man. The organ systems in our body work in unison, so much so that every process becomes automatic and we are mostly not conscious about these processes. We eat without having to tell our stomach to digest the food. We walk without having to ask our legs to move. We remove waste without having to tell our colon or our skin to go ahead and do the task. Not just that, we perceive, interpret, and react to all the information around us without often being conscious about it. This mind of ours is like the cattle of the country that we live in, where the nerves are running throughout the body, where the hormones are rushing into the blood vessels, instructing, guiding, directing, even defending ourselves without us being aware of. So what happens when this brain falters? We seem to be losing control. Our stomach doesn't seem to want the food we eat, our lungs don't seem to want to breathe while we need the air, so much so that the thoughts are meandering all around us when we don't want to think. This is when we say that this mind of ours, or the functioning of mind of ours, is hampered. Haven't we all been through these states during exams, during interviews, when we are sick or we are losing somebody, or when we are threatened? Suddenly, we are not in control of ourselves, our breathing, our thinking, our emotions, feelings. Sometimes we accept it and sometimes we blame it on some or the other thing that is happening around us. And that's mental, and it's as physical as it can get. Except we confuse it as something that is unreal or that is not happening or that is imaginary. And at times when somebody else is losing it, we even call it deliberate. And now let's explore health. We think we are healthy if we feel that we do not have a diagnosable illness. If we don't have any aches, pains, anything that is making us uncomfortable, we think we are healthy. There are people coming to me, in my opinion, telling me that, Doctor, I've never had an illness in my life. I have never needed to take medication, so I am just fine. The word health comes from a Proto-Germanic etymology, which means whole or uninjured. So no wonder we associate health with absence of a disease or a disability. But there are times when our labs are fine, our scans are fine, and we may not be feeling well at all. Similarly, if one doesn't have diagnosis of anxiety or isn't feeling depressed or psychotic, doesn't mean that one is mentally healthy. So, what is mental health? According to the WHO, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. But despite the definition, there are still innumerable complexities when defining something as mysterious as mental health. The optimum functioning of the mind is an oddity. While if you want to address the optimum functioning of liver, you can test the liver enzymes, go for LFT or get an ultrasound. But there is no objective measure to address the optimum functioning of the brain. What's good enough for one may not be good enough for somebody else. And so the debate continues. Now there comes the topic of wellness or well-being. Now, over a period of time, a number of theories have cropped up when it comes to defining wellness as well. From holistic to natural, spiritual to psychological, all and everybody appear to be talking about wellness, but without an integrated approach. The most important and commonly accepted concept of wellness is that of 8 dimensions. from physical to emotional, intellectual, spiritual, financial, vocational. These are all the dimensions that we deal with when we are talking about wellness. Now that we are experts in theoretical understanding of what mental health and wellness is, let's put it to test. Am I well? When do I say, am I healthy? When do I need to visit a doctor? Am I in pain? If pain is something that I have to live with or I have to deal with, is it psychological? Is it physical? They're all such questions, and we are all looking for answers. With the widespread doubt and distrust, the confusions are high, the arguments are rampant, and the debate doesn't seem to settle. But we have to address our own issues. Despite all the technological advances, we are more stressed than ever. Despite all the comforts, we are more uncomfortable than ever. Everybody seems to be having an opinion, but there is no place where every opinion comes together and gives us a solution. In future episodes, we will be tackling all of these issues. What are the common mental health disorders? How stress affects our mind? What is stress management? What are psychosomatic illnesses, physical illnesses that appear like psychological illnesses, and much more. So like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Manasthali, where mind meets matter.